subscribers. If you don't know me, my name is Sanuj, and I'm traveling to all the 50 states of the United States in order to spread the awareness on discrimination against high skilled workers based on their country of birth. And I have already been to the 37 states. I'm at my 37 states, and this is my 9th day. And I decided to do this challenge because I have been to like almost 37 states, and even like people who are suffering because of this issue about which I'm trying to spread awareness, even they are not aware about it. So if like very few people know about this, the impact we will have would be like very less, and I wish that people find out about this sooner than later. So if they can join in-person protests, or they can help spread awareness. And anyways, I have been talking, I decided to go live on every single day until I'm in California. So and I'm talking about different things each day, and today I'm going to talk about few things which are under the same umbrella. Is that some things people say intentionally or unintentionally, which can demotivate someone to they can demotivate someone from advocating, or like they can discount someone's efforts, right? And this is like I have wanted to write on this for so long, but anytime I see a comment like this, I want to go on a rant. But then I was like, if I just post a comment on a Twitter, it just like becomes like a kind of argument which doesn't serve any purpose. But I wanted to talk about that for a long time, and so yeah, here we go. So there are few things, few comments which I don't like, and those are like people throw around randomly, right? So let's just talk about the first one. First one is like you might have seen this, that when someone does something, they are like, okay, doing this gives you false sense of accomplishment, right? And any about just want to say in general that any of these comments, if you have made it, it's okay. I just don't want to shame people if you have made this kind of comments. It's just like something we need to realize, and if it makes sense, we need to stop doing this. So even I have said like a lot of crazy things on Twitter or anywhere else. So I'm not like shaming anyone, but this is just, I have found that this kind of comments are not very helpful towards reaching the solution. So okay, so the first one is that giving false sense of accomplishment, right? And I guess like, what is the sense of accomplishment, right? In life there are like things which are subjective and things which are objective, right? So like, let's say that 3 plus 4 equals 7. Everyone can agree that that is objective. But what is the purpose of life? That means different to everyone, right? And there is no objective or one particular answers which most of the world agrees on, that this is the purpose of life. So they can be objective and subjective, and this is kind of like sense of accomplishment can mean different things to different people, right? So for me, I would say that what is the sense of accomplishment for me? It could be like whatever action I decided to do, right? So I decided that I'm gonna go do this live stream every single day. As long as I do this, I am feeling a sense of accomplishment, right? That this is something I put out to achieve, and I did my actions. Now the outcome is not in my hand, right? And if I am dependent on outcome, I might never feel sense of accomplishment, and that can be demotivating, right? That if I have said something like I want to see 10,000 live viewers today, and then that's not in my hand, right? So I can only control my actions. So as long as I did this, that sense of accomplishment for me, that whatever action I set, I achieved that. Now think about in terms of this, like giving you different examples, right? That let's say that you have been working out for a long time. You have been going to gym for 10 years, and now you are like maybe bench pressing 200 pounds every day. Now let's say that someone walks into the gym who is like very new to working out, and they probably are like kind of like overweight, and they wanted to go to gym for a long time, and they didn't had that motivation, but finally they gather all the courage, and finally it's their first day in the gym, and then they come and they bench press like 20 pounds. And if you go to them and say that okay, if you just bench press 20 pounds, it gives you false sense of accomplishment. You need to bench press 200 pounds to feel like real sense of accomplishment, or to gain muscles or anything. They would think that that's crazy, but that then you might be like discouraging that person to ever come back to the gym, right? You are like not helping them, and everyone has to go through the journey. Like bench pressing 200 pounds just from the get-go, it's not even advisable. You might injure yourself. So when you say that like whatever like your definition of sense of accomplishment is, if you try to enforce that on someone else, if they are like strong-minded person, that's okay, but if they are like not, then you are like discouraging them from doing that activity, right? I'll give you another example, like let's say that someone is running marathon. Now one of their friend had a baby, and that baby just learned to stand up, and if they are like celebrating that baby is now able to stand up on its own, and you tell them that that's like a false sense of accomplishment only when it like runs a marathon, then you need to feel like a sense of accomplishment, then they would think that that's crazy, right? That we all have to go through this journey. So in this thing, I see the similar thing when we are like advocating for change, and like some people has been doing more longer than others, and they have their own ways to bring the solution, right? There is no set way that this is the only way bills get passed, this is the only way policy change. If there was something very particular that okay, if we make 5,000 phone calls to members of the Congress, then we can, then it's guaranteed change, then we will do, everyone will do that, right? But there is no set in a stone way of doing that, but certain people has their way, that this is the best way to achieve this thing. Anytime they see that something is different than their view of true sense of accomplishment or true way to achieve things, they will come and comment that this is a false sense of accomplishment it gives you. So kind of give you an example, that let's say that someone hasn't been doing like advocacy at all, but they come decide that okay, I need to start somewhere, right? And they come on a Twitter and they say that okay, the country cap on skill-based visas are wrong and needs to go away. If they tweet that, and then someone who has been advocating for a long time and who has gone and met all the members of Congress, they will come and say that oh, just tweeting, it's not going to achieve anything, it's just going to give you false sense of accomplishment, and if you want to bring the change, you need to go and meet all these members of Congress. Then they are like, what the heck, you know, like they will be like, I have to go and meet all these people, and they might stop advocating at all if they are like just came on a student visa. They don't know how to go and meet and all that. But let's say that if they just tweeted that, and if they feel supported, that okay, whatever I do, I get support, and then once they start doing that, then they'll be encouraged to do something more, right? And maybe they will just keep doing that. They might not do other things, but even if they just keep doing that, that's helpful than doing nothing at all. So going back to the workout example, like bench pressing just 20 pounds for the rest of your life every day, it's not ideal, but it's still good than you not working out at all, right? You like being a couch potato. So that tweeting, we don't know what kind of chain of events it's gonna trigger, right? So and another thing, is that we need to, like I talked about, like the unleash the power within event in the Tony Robbins talks about, like lowering your standard of success, and kind of giving you an example that in that event he asked a lot of people that someone here who is like really depressed or really sad, and they will bring that person up, someone who is like really sad, and then he will ask them that why you are sad, and they will say that okay, I am sad because I've been through a divorce. And then they will ask the room of full of people that is there someone here who is happy and has been through a divorce, right? And there will be like tons of people say that, oh yeah, I've been through a divorce but I'm happy. So it's like he then talks about that it's not like you can't be happy if you've been through a divorce, but it's like something you set up in your own mind that in order for a person to be happy, they shouldn't have been through a divorce, right? So that's the kind of definition we set up. So this like definition of true sense of accomplishment and false sense of accomplishment is our own definition. But if we lower that, right, that lower the sense of accomplishment, then every time we achieve something, even it is a small action, it releases the dopamine, and that gets us addicted, and that encourages us to take more actions, keep taking actions, right? So that's one of the things that we need to stop lower this definition of sense of accomplishment. Otherwise, let's say that someone advocates for 10 years and still the rules hasn't changed, then what will be their motivation to keep advocating, right? Should they wait until 10 years to feel the sense of accomplishment? How depressing that would be. So that's why it's like we need to focus on our actions, small actions, big action, and even we can do however big action we want, but and sometimes when we are like see some other people taking small actions, we need to appreciate them, we need to support them. All right, all the other things I'm going to talk about, all the other comments won't be in that detail because I have covered like most of the things in this one. To quote Mohit is here, to quote Michael Arthera, trust the process. Yes, yeah, and we need to trust the process. And yeah, it's like the process might be different for different people, but regardless, whatever you process you believe in, as long as you believe in, you need to keep doing it, and we need to keep following our process and kind of, rather than when we see someone else's process looks different than our process, we need to encourage them in their process rather than, oh yeah, change your process, right? If they come for your advice, that's great, you can tell them, but otherwise you like, oh yeah, your process sucks, it's never gonna work. Who are we to decide what's gonna work or not, right? Anyways, what is the other thing? Second comment, false sense of accomplishment, then dead on arrival. Okay, this is the another thing. Whenever you see a bill, not a bill, like sometimes you will see a bill introduced in the Congress and someone will post that, okay, this bill has been introduced in the Congress, and you will see this lot of comments. People will come and say that, oh, this bill is dead on arrival. And it's like kind of crazy, right? That some bills has a higher probability of passing and some bills has a lower probability of passing. But no one can say with 100% certainty that this bill is dead on arrival, right? That because there are like more than 500 of members of Congress, you don't know their mind, right? Even they even the parties, they cannot know which way members are gonna vote. So there are like more than 500 members of Congress. There is no way to know the mind of all the more than 500 people, members of Congress. But let's say that we don't know what's gonna happen, right? That if someone introduces a bill today, there is still like more than 14 months left in the Congress. And when the bill is introduced, we might think that, okay, there is no possibility of this bill passing. but we don't know what kind of event is gonna happen in 2 months, right? We have seen some crazy events happen. We've been through a pandemic, there are wars going on, that kind of things, and a lot of this kind of events can change the mindset of the members of the Congress, right? So regarding talking about our issue, the White House recently issued an executive order for the emerging technologies, right? So whenever that kind of thing happens, right, that the invention of AI, and especially like chat gpt and that kind of thing, let's say that some big development happens in the China, that can trigger events here that we are lacking behind, and a bill which might seem like there is no possibility of that bill passing because of this event, that can change completely, right? So I agree that there are some bills which has like less possibility of passing, some has higher possibility, but as long as I think that this bill is doing something good rather than bad, I would like, maybe if it has less possibility of passing, I wouldn't put a lot of my times and efforts into it. But I'm not just gonna like discourage people from advocating if they think that it's like a right bill, right? That we don't know what's gonna happen. Also, like whenever a member of Congress introduces a bill, their name is associated with that bill, right? Sometimes people just think that okay, the member of Congress can just introduce a bill, but it's not like that. Even if that bill fails, maybe like that member of the Congress runs for a president 5 years, 10 years after, or whatever office, someone will pull up that they supported this policy, even that bill didn't pass. They can say that, oh yeah, you supported this bill. So they cannot just like introduce a bill just for introducing, right? That is like a lot of thoughts goes into it, and they can risk their job as well, right? So like this is something we need to stop doing, that this bill is dead on arrival. Instead we just think that okay, if it is doing good thing, then let that bill, like just appreciate people for introducing that bill, whoever introduced that bill, you know. Okay, now this is the third one, the virtue signaling, right? Like and this happens more for the members of the Congress than us. That let's say that the member of the Congress, one of the member of the Congress tweets that okay, we need to solve the green card backlog. Someone will come and comment that oh, she or he is just virtue signaling, they're not gonna do anything about that, and you will they will put that in comments, right? And whenever this kind of things happen, that discourages these members of the Congress from tweeting something like this, right? And sometimes it's like they haven't done anything to solve the backlog, but even if they tweet like that, and if they feel a lot of support from other people, then that will encourage them to maybe actually do something to fix it. But even if they don't do anything, let's say that if we just encourage them to tweet like that more, let's think about that all the 500 members of the Congress are like just virtue signaling that okay, the country cap is wrong, we need to remove country cap. Even just like tweeting like that, or like removing like or like clearing green card backlog, right? Even if that is virtue signaling, if like a lot of people are doing it, then someone will be motivated that okay, like a lot of people are interested in this, solving this, and someone would take action to fix it, right? One of the member of the Congress will take the action. So it's like whenever you see something, it could be tweet or anything which can bring us solution, rather than encouraging them, we post this kind of thing which discourage any actions, right? Sometimes they will tweet like that green card backlog needs to be cleared, and then someone will come and comment that what have you done about it, and that's like it's kind of like discouraging, right? Instead, you say that, okay, it's appreciate you just like starting a conversation on this, and here is kind of a steps which can bring us closer to solution, that maybe introduce this bill, or like if you already know there is a bill in the Congress, if you ask them that, okay, great, you are talking about it and here is a bill you can co-sponsor, that will like bring us closer to solution and keep encouraging them to keep tweeting about this or talking about this. And this kind of comments like virtue signaling happens less for common people like us who are advocating, but more about like members of the Congress. So all right, what was the other comment I wanted to know? It's different. Okay. Fourth one is Slacktivism, which I'm not sure you have heard. I'm sure many people have heard about it if you are like active on Twitter. Is that some people believes that the only way to bring the change is like maybe that definition varies, but it's like they believe that only you have to call the member of the Congress or you go and talk to them in person. But if you are doing just tweeting about it, just posting video about it, and that kind of a thing, selectivism, right? That's the variation of activism. And I think I have traveled to 37 states so far, in-person protests. I have done in-person protests in 37 states. And the number of people who has joined me for in-person protests, I still have to calculate how many people joined, but it's still less than 25 for guaranteed, right? So the in-person things like in-person protest or in-person like meeting, going to meet the member of the Congress is challenging. It's not for everyone. A lot of people has a lot of time commitment and different priorities. Also they have like different things they need to overcome. Also like sometimes people who came on a student visa or whoever came recently to country, they don't even know that they can do that or not. So for doing like activism, there are like lot of challenges, but doing Slacktivism, as they call it, I wish that more people are at least doing Slacktivism than not doing anything at all. So like commenting or like liking the post, commenting on the post, sharing the post, writing your own post, creating videos, all those things creates like this movement. And there is like you are like fueling that movement, right? That we are like working towards solution. But if only we want to do activism, then there will be like very few, right? I think that we need to utilize this social media at their full potential, and that can be only done as they call it Slacktivism. Activism will be very limited because just talking about yesterday, that I organized a protest in Palo Alto because people suggested me that you should do it on Palo Alto because there are like a lot of people in the backlog community there. Also there are like a lot of companies here, right? But then I organized it, and there were like only 4 people said that they're gonna join it. No one showed up. If you are one of those 4 people, I'm not mad at you, but it's like people can say that they're gonna come, but then something comes up, right? That they and those are like most of the time not a crazy things which you cannot cancel. But the reason we are like less motivated to do that is because let's say that someone might be thinking that, oh, I can go and protest, but nothing is going to change, and that's a whole different thing I might address some other day. But I think that out of this 1 million people or more than 1 million people in the backlog, I wish everyone was doing activism. Everyone is like in person, doing in person protests and everything, but that's not possible or like I haven't figured it out how to make them do it. As you've seen that no one has figured out right yet, because that's challenging, right? So we need to, but selectivism, I wish that at least all the million people are doing it, and even if million people are doing selectivism rather than activism, I think that this issue would be solved within a month. But the only thing is that we are not all of us are doing that. And this is kind of like a keyboard warrior is the same thing, that the keyboard warrior is for people who are only active on Twitter or like Telegram. So it's the same kind of thing, that if you write a good tweet, it can go a long way, right? That the right or a good written tweet can reach thousands of people or even millions. Why not, right? So that can, we don't know that what kind of chain of events it's gonna trigger, and that can help to spark the conversation, that can inspire someone to do the activism, right? That can inspire someone to write even better tweet, or it can inform people, right? So when we comment something like that, that oh, just keyboard warriors, then like someone would be like discouraged from writing or just like doing anything on Twitter, and then the movement will die down, right? So these are like, I'm not sure we are doing intentionally or unintentionally, but that can bring us like further from the solution, right? Further from having this conversation. Anyways, I think I covered all except one. The last one is called just, and this is you can use it to destroy anything, like any kind of efforts, right? That let's say that someone is fasting outside of White House for 100 days, which one of the guy was talking about doing it, right? But no one has done it yet. But let's just say that someone is fasting outside White House for 100 days to bring the change, and you can just say that, oh, he's just fasting outside the White House for 100 days. So just can destroy any, like, no matter how much big the efforts are, you can use just to destroy any efforts. Someone, I don't see this comment now, but earlier when I started a campaign, I have seen a lot of comments, right? That, oh, he's just posting pictures of him outside of the state capitals, which is, if you know, that's not the only thing I'm doing, right? I'm talking to a lot of people outside of the state capitals, and I'm creating videos, and I'm doing other things as well. But let's just say that I'm just posting pictures with a sign outside of the state capitals. Doing that in 37 states, it's not easy. Let's just say that there are a million people in the backlog. Let's say that 100,000 has done posting pictures, just pictures with a sign in 50 states, or even like the 50 counties, however many counties are there in that state. That can bring a lot of change, right? And I'm not suggesting that people should do this, but I'm just saying that just when you use like just, you can like destroy no matter how much effort someone has put it as. So we need to be mindful, we need to be careful in using these comments, that we don't know, right, that what is the right way or what is the sure way, what is the sure way to bring the solution. But if you think that whatever way is the best, follow that way, and the only key is to be consistent, and when you find a better way, move to that way, right? And keep tweaking your approach, and it's not like we only need to do one thing, we can do multiple things as long as you can do. But also we need to be respectful of someone's journey or their process, that if they can be like just starting out to advocate, or they have like a lot more time commitment, or they just came to the country and they can only tweet or something, we need to respect and encourage them, and we need to do more, so it will encourage other people to do more, right? So that's it for today. Anyways, thank you for joining online, like joining live, and some of you are joining every day. I appreciate that. A lot of you are sharing this, so that's great. I'm still in Palo Alto, and I hope you are like letting your friends or anyone who is like affected by this know. So hopefully we can reach this 100,000 subscribers soon. But also, like, let's say that only 10 people watches this video, then all these things I talked about is not gonna, we're not gonna see results, right? People will be still commenting that things which keeps us from the solution. So I hope that more people, anyone who is like new to this advocacy, or even has been doing this for a long time, I hope they reach or watch this video sooner than later. I wish that this kind of content was there when I was new to the country, when I was new to the advocacy, right? Which wasn't there, this kind of information. And I was like, if it was there, I think I haven't come across it yet. So let me know if there is already. But yeah, I think this is the only YouTube channel, active YouTube channel, which is which is dedicated to for this particular cause, right? There are other channels which are like sharing news or like interpreting different news, but there is not a channel which is like ending, active channel which is like working towards ending this discrimination, right? So hopefully you are letting your friends know, or anyone who is like relevant, and hopefully we can reach this subscriber soon and I can finish this 50 states. All right, if you have any questions, comments, just leave it in the comments. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.